Ignite, sparked by BBB, where conversations are taking place to change the future.
Welcome back, everyone, to BBB Sharing. I'm Evie, Director of Ignite, sparked by BBB. We are here in the Ignite podcast studio with Jay Thompson from Trolley Refreshments.
Yeah.
And our CEO and President, Barry Moore. So, Jay, I really just met you this morning.
Yes.
And
That's
Barry
how we
said,
roll.
Right. And Barry says you have a story to tell. And in particular, a story that is related to what we talked about our Spark conversation yesterday, which was our first one for 2025 this year. And really the theme was mentorship for us. And I talked about my perspective being a mentee, somebody that has had two very strong mentors in my life. And Barry talked about being a mentor. And he says that you fit into the mentor role immaculately.
Okay.
So I would like to hear your story about mentorship, and then we'll kind of get more into what you do in Trolley House.
Gotcha. Well, thank you guys for having me. It's a huge honor for Barry to say those nice things about me and say that I would fit the role of a mentor. I've never really considered myself as anything like that. My story is pretty straightforward. I started a business, Cardinal Vending of Virginia, in 2006. And there we go.
I know it's a foreign object
Right
in your face.
Right in front of you like that. You'll be able to hear it. Yeah.
Just started that business from scratch. I had been in the industry for 17 years prior to that. And I started off while I was still in high school, very simple part-time job, moving machines around and just kind of general support for, guys there that had full-time jobs. And I worked my way through that, over the years and interjected myself in the various different things that go on. Went from part-time to a full-time route driver, from a full-time route driver to a route supervisor, from a route supervisor to service, from service to service manager to eventually being vice president of operations for that company. And various different duties, mainly as it ended up, it was account management and public relations and just dealing with the various different things that happen with the business, in addition to managing drivers and things like that. So a long sorted path to starting my own after those 17 years with that company. Just kind of came to a crossroads and decided that it was time to go out on my own, and did that. And I don't know what the magic number 17 is all about, but 17 years later, wind up selling to Trolley House Refreshments. And prior to doing that, that was in June of 23. If you had talked to me at the beginning of 23 and said, hey, you thinking about selling, or you'll probably be sold before this year is out, I would have laughed that off. It was not even a thought in my mind in January of 23. So I don't know what sparked it, but I just got to a point. Some of it was just the struggles of business in general. Not being able to secure good people, which every business owner knows is the key to your business. It is what keeps you alive. And if you can't have dependable people in those positions over a long period of time, you never really quite get traction that you need in order to focus on growth and the various different things that you need to do to stay competitive. So that is where it all started, I guess. And as I start putting feelers out there for that sale, I talked to several different companies and wound up talking to Trolly and doing a tour over there and seeing the facility. And I had known one of the owners, had met him before, Scott Halloran. We weren't friendly, but we knew of each other.
And several people that I had worked with during that time with the previous company were still there at Trolly, because Trolly wound up merging with that company.
Okay.
Yeah, so Scott Halloran owned Fresh Direct, then he owned Halloran's, and Michael Calkins, which is the second owner, came in to the company that I left after I left. And they were kind of button heads and going at it against one another as competitors do. And they wind up merging those two companies to create Trolley House Refreshments.
I think what you did over all those years, and why I keep promoting you as a mentor, and because you stumbled onto it a little bit here in the conversation, the people you hired, they stayed with you, and if they had to leave, they left for their legitimate reason, not in grievances for the most part. They liked what they were doing, but what you really did is train them to be a clone of yourself and walk into your businesses with your face, your ethics. You know, your mom is part of your life, you're married, you got a daughter you've raised, and you're the epitome of a business owner that's really done well. And your trucks how to start, your trucks how to get maintenance, and those machines how to keep working.
Right.
And so you've come a long way. And I just think you have an amazing story. And that's why I was excited that he's having you in here. So let's talk about Trolley House. I want you to ask him about accreditation. He's just learning about why being accredited, but they are an accredited business.
So what do you know about accreditation?
I know that the BBB basically is the gatekeeper for general business practices, making sure that businesses are honoring their commitments and doing what they claim that they're there to do.
It's a good summary for a new AB, accredited business. So yeah, it's integrity, respect, and honesty.
There we go.
And that's what we monitor. And that's what we post for consumers to find at bbb.org. And so, so talking about in the future with Trolley House and being part of, you know, the things that we offer. Ignite, they're going to be a caterer, one of our caterers, along with the Brick House Diner and a couple other companies, Pat House, are all accredited businesses. What else can we find out about Jay? And
So really what I want to know is, you know, I was reading your website, I had got 30 seconds to look at it real quick. And I saw that right below you guys have articles and stuff like that. And one of the things that I noticed was that you actually have what's called was it called a mini mart?
Yes, micro markets.
Right, micro markets, that's what it was. So touch base on that a little bit and how you guys provide that service.
Okay. Well, micro markets are basically the future of what used to be vending services. Okay. So your traditional vending machines, drinks, snacks, sandwiches, that kind of thing, are becoming somewhat obsolete. There's still a place for them, of course, but micro markets are far more flexible. You're able to incorporate a vast array of different products that you just wouldn't be able to capture in vending. What Trolley House has done with their purchase of Groove and Gourmet is just really get light years beyond the competition, where they are producing food for those micro markets, fresh salads, wraps, you know, seasonal changes that we make in that menu, constantly keeping it fresh for the customer. So micro markets have been a game changer for the industry as a whole. No matter where you go in the country, and we have a lot of partners across the country that we deal with, but no matter where you go, that's what everyone is pushing. You know, there's a lot of fees and everything that's involved with micro markets, from the kiosk fees to.
I was gonna say, is it kind of like when you see, those of you that are watching, maybe like TikTok or Instagram, where you see like that Amazon store where you pick something up and there's no workers in there, you just pick something up and then you scan your card and that, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
healthier.
Oh, yeah.
So just, you know, it's hard to believe that, you know, me for only a year, but, you know, 20 years ago, Jay would walk by my desk and be filling up the machine or whatever and offer me a bag of chips and very seldom he had bear claws. I mean, he had everything car dealerships love.
Oh, yeah.
And we ate out of them, but I learned when I turned like 40, 45, to just say no to Jay. I mean, everybody, he was very intriguing, but anyway, he was very gracious. But I think this grooving gourmet, that's what's going.
Yeah.
I might say yes to his sandwiches as you go by, or a wrap. I mean, no doubt. So maybe in a new BBB office soon, we'll be able to offer something like that.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be awesome. Yeah, we go.
I think people, frankly, I like the fact that we do have, and I say this all the time, we don't do business with non-accredited businesses.
Right.
Because like Barry said, we represent honesty, integrity, respect, and trust in the marketplace. And so we want to help support the accredited businesses that have gone through the vetting process, and they go through the vetting process every single year because they care.
Right.
And so being able to have spark conversations like we have every month, even having you participate as a business owner, talking about certain topics and being able to provide lunch for everybody that comes, it's really great because you kind of get that whole dynamic of accreditation and empowering the community.
Right.
We are a community, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to Jay and Mike and Scott to be more present with us and seeing the advantage. They used to be, and again, we didn't do a good job of offering, but now we are really truly between Virginia Breeze, the podcast, and our Spark Conversations. That says it all right there.
I definitely, so I've only been here a year.
Okay.
Yeah, I just had my 1 year anniversary, and the things that I learned about what the BBB was prior to the new team that we have here, it's like night and day.
Yeah.
And this is really really being involved with the accredited businesses and really being involved with the community.
Yeah.
How do people get in touch with you? You guys, you finish what you're saying, we're wrapping
Well, I
up,
was
we're at
just gonna
11 minutes, but go ahead.
I was just going to say that I think the changing catalyst for the BBB is that man sitting right there.
Oh,
I've
100%.
known
Thank you.
Barry for over 30 years, and back when there was a Haley Pontiac.
Yeah.
Right.
Every doesn't
So-
know what a Pontiac is.
Exactly. But just an awesome support guy for businesses. Even back then, he was doing short cast on news programs, and he invited me on when I started my business, and just a great promoter for businesses, and he will be a great advocate.
I forgot all about it. Showcase
yeah.
Richard.
Channel 8,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, either Matt Donato or Chip Tarkin.
Yeah.
I forget
I
how
think it was
long
Chip
ago it
Tarkin.
was.
Yeah.
But how do people get in touch with you?
Well, you can reach me, Jay, at 804-317-1117. That's my direct cell number. People think I'm crazy for giving that out everywhere, but
I give it out everywhere.
I give it out everywhere. Yeah, that's my lifeline.
Yeah.
You can also reach me at JAY at trolleyhouseva.com. Please reach out. Any questions that you might have, any way that we can possibly service you, with your micro market, vending, coffee, office refreshment services.
Water.
We are there. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do water, filtrated water. Yes.
You were needed last week.
Yeah.
But thanks, Jay, for being on. Yeah, we're at 13 minutes. So
Jay, thank
Great
you so
podcast.
much.
My
It was nice
pleasure.
meeting you.
You as well.
I learned
Thanks for
more
having me.
about Trolley House and
Yeah.
everything that you do and your mentorship wise.
Okay.
And everyone, happy mentorship month. It is January. Happy New Year as well. If you are watching on YouTube, BBB Central VA, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're listening on Spotify, BBB Sharing, please make sure to follow us. Thank you.
Awesome.
thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Ignite, sparked by BBB, where conversations are taking place to change the future.